makes me want to segue into a topic, and I'm glad Arian's here for it. Somebody wrote me a message, and this is some paraphrasing involved to make it more anonymous, but here we go. Woody, I'm in my early 20s, and I've been dating my girlfriend since I'm 16. Life's been good to us. We made it through college, etc., etc. She brought up the fact that she's been feeling unhappy in her life, and maybe it's us. She feels like there's something missing inside of her, and she needs to be alone to find out who she is. I guess I feel like I have those feelings too, like I'm missing a part of who I am, and maybe it does stem from being together for so much of our lives. We still love each other, we're still together, and we've been thinking about getting married, but finances never really allowed it to happen. I'm writing to you because you have this everybody gets 2 chances except Jackie rule. And then he goes on to explain, I'm trying to keep it anonymous a little bit, but this girl sent some inappropriate messages over Facebook to someone who's physically far away. So there's never been anything physical, but he feels emotionally cheated on, and he's kind of hurt. He asked if we've ever been something like this. No. And, he's just having second thoughts about marriage a little bit. He definitely sees himself as like a parallel to what Jackie and I have, and he's very attached to this girl. But I want to spend the rest of my life.
Lost you there, but he wants to spend the rest of
yeah. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her, but he's asking if he's being weak and just riding this wave. Arian, thoughts?
Oh, the first one. So my initial thought was like, yo, it's over. And this is why. From my experience, women that are committed, are committed, right? So it's like if it's rare, women are more monogamously
inclined.
Than men are. For whatever reasons, it could be evolutionary reasons. For whatever reasons, the ones that kind of tail off, that's what they want to do. But an even deeper point is they've been together since they were 16, so that's high school. You have no clue who you are in high school. You have no clue who you are in your early 20s. He's in his early 20s. I just turned 30, and I just now feel like I'm finding myself as a man, right? So, everybody is different, of course. So if you marry your high school sweetheart, that's cool beans. But I think if you allow yourself to grow, whatever that may be, and not hold on to the normalcy that is your life, allow yourself to grow and experiment. And if it's real, you'll come back. If it's not, it sounds to me like both of them want to explore. And if it makes sense to me, if she's sending messages and stuff like that, it's like, yo, go explore. I always I'm with my girl now, and I always tell her anytime she has any kind of inquisitions about me, I'm always telling her listen, if I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't. I don't got nothing. We ain't married. I would leave. Trust me. But I want to be here. So I think that's just me being a man. So there's a difference, in my opinion. I would advise them to explore themselves, and that would help them figure out their situation.
Do you think maybe they should take a little break? Go do some banging?
If I don't know if they want to do.
Yeah, if you take a break for the express purpose of fucking other people, you're never going to get back together. That.
Well, not even that. If that's what you want to do anyway, I'm not saying you're wrong about wanting to do that. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
When you're already sending these messages to someone, she's already indicating that she's looking for something else. That's the only signal you need. And something that's common with women that men don't do as much is men are more likely to just end it, just end the relationship. Women do something very commonly where they'll hold on to their current man and only let go once they've got a hand on another branch, because women value the security of a relationship much more than men do, because that's what men bring to the table. And so they don't want to be left in the ether on their own. And so they'll be with someone right up until they switch to someone else.
So men in relationships are crossing a river, hopping from rock to rock. Women in relationships are climbing a ladder, rung to rung.
Yeah, women tend to spend far less time monogamous or single between relationships.
I don't agree with
Women are more serial monogamous. It's true.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Well, you fucking changed my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, well, fuck. If Taylor says it's true, now I do agree with it. It's undoubtedly true. Indubitably.
It is decided.
Indubitably.
It is known.
Indubitably.
So that's not my experience at all. If only I. Anyway,
Yeah, you've got an awesome wife. Yeah, like I think one of the most unique things about Woody here is his relationship with his wife is it's like a Disney story. I feel like it's a real 1 in a million thing. They say half of marriages end in divorce, but that's a skewed statistic because so many people get multiple divorces. But in any case, they really love each other and they depend on each other. They have this sort of two sides of the coin type teamwork thing going on where it feels like they both appreciate what the other brings to the coin so much, and they know that they need it. Woody doesn't know how to buy dog food. Woody doesn't know where the post office is. He needs Jackie. Jackie never made $500,000 in a year. That's a hell of a talent. She needs Woody. Jackie never woke up every morning with 3 hours of sleep and went into a job and worked her ass off to like build up a retirement plan or a 401k. But what she did was equally difficult, equally important, and equally admirable, I think. You guys have an amazing thing going on. I've always really admired your relationship.
well, thank you. Yeah, I got super lucky with Jackie.
I like that. I like that, Kyle. That whatever that is, keep that. Stay with that.
I like how Arian tries to make you into the kind of person that you're just not.
I just like to bask in these moments, man. That's a
Yeah. In the positivity.
Woody's family. I want to talk about your family now.
Can I, on the last topic, real
Please.
quick, I would hate to see this guy get married purely out of momentum. He's been with her for 7 years, which is
definitely
a third of his life. And sometimes there's just no impetus to fully end a relationship, even though it should be ended. And I think he might be there.
So,
sounds like it.
And there's a relationship advice and a couple other like more intimacy based relationship advice ones. The girl can do no wrong. No fucking wrong. It'll be like, my wife has sex with me twice a year. And they're all like, well, have you tried vacuuming more? Have you tried writing her love notes twice a day? But the fucking whore just hits it back a little bit.
Yeah. They don't go to Reddit for relationship advice. I can't imagine how retarded that shit is.
I read the comments and get mad. Like I'll go through them and be like, how can the fact that so many of you feel this way makes me feel like we're all not the same after all, and that maybe I need to reevaluate how much trust I put into other people without knowing how they view the world and how much like appreciation even I have for them. Because like if you people think this, then what else do you think about other common sense, day-to-day, plain Jane shit? Like if you can look at, because it'll be like you said, the guy's like, I work 2 jobs and we have 3 kids, and she said she was going to go back to work, but she didn't, and I was okay with that because health daycare is so expensive. But she's mad because I can only have sex 3. She's wanting more sex from him. He's like, I fuck her 4 or 5 times a week, but I really have a hard time, and I'm taking the pills, but my doctor says they're bad for my heart, and and the women are like, you piece of shit, you piece of shit. You're not prioritizing her.
Do you think it's women?
Prioritizing the mortgage? You cocksucker.
Do you really think
I think both men and women on Reddit are overly pro-woman. The one I was talking about, I conflated a few, but a woman had gained 30 pounds during pregnancy, which is about normal, rightish, maybe 25 is better, but 30, whatever. And then she gained 60 more post-pregnancy. So she gained 90 pounds total. And the top comment advised him to write her a love letter twice a day. Like, that fucking piece of shit gained 90 pounds. Yeah. And your solution is for him to write 2 love letters a day?
Yeah.
How about cut the carbs? You
can't gain 90. You can't gain 90 pounds.
Tub of lard. Yeah, you can't. Like that needs to be a snack-based solution. If I went to that Reddit and made a burner account and I was like they won't let put all the snacks on the top of the cupboard and don't and hide the ladder, because I'm not going to give up my snacks. I didn't gain 90 pounds yet, and so
you can't gain 90 fucking pounds. No. It's certainly.
Do you think most of those commenters though are actual men and women split, or do you think that it's a lot of dudes who are trying to be like Reddit gentle sirs, like Milady kind of guys who are
It's
like,
a lot
oh,
of-
you're I would never treat my woman that way.
I think it's probably that, and then I think there's also women who like they're not over something that happened when they were in high school, and now whenever they read any of these, they're like, they can't help but picture themselves in the situation as the woman. And they're like, well, if you just wrote her a love note, like maybe she'd lose the weight. It's like, no, she wouldn't, and you would not have either. Maybe it was your fault.
It's like you're a woman posting on an online Reddit forum that doesn't bode well for your BMI. Like starting off, like let's get real. Like all your hot BMI friends are drinking fucking 0-calorie mochas right now. All laughing.
Your hot friends are on a video-based social media platform. Yeah, you were on a text-based one. This doesn't look good.
I think that's a truism. Is that no hot woman has ever used Reddit. No,
they're
like
TikTok
you don't.
Instagram.
You talk to a woman who's
categories of
attractive.
hot women on Reddit.
Yeah,
okay,
Kyle's right.
Not
they're
pornography
actually,
girls, not non-pornography girls.
No, all hot women are pornography girls. What do you do here?
Well, not if they're not.
Who's
they're
gonna
not
pass
posting
up
there. They're posting recipes and like swimsuit try-ons on Instagram. I would imagine not. Like they're not on. Again, sometimes you'll go on someone's Reddit profile. You'll be like, "That's a retarded take," and then you'll like click on it and see their other participations, and it's like the balls of this guy to give relationship advice while he's like addicted to downloading illegal hentai or something. like just seamlessly go from like, I gotta quit, I'm gambling my life away, please, I'm in the r/Gamblers Anonymous, and then the next one is like, physicist here, let me give you advice on the best way to repair your relationship with your fat wife. It's like, ugh, no. I assume most shit on Reddit is LARPing. Anytime I see those, maybe that's negative, and maybe it's like it's my own bias because I know the only way I would ever comment on Reddit in those circumstances is if I was trying to like upset people a little bit, like come in with a take that was like a little offensive to them, but come off like concern troll basically, where like that's what I would do. It'd be like, oh man, guys, like it's not her fault that she got so fat. Sometimes you just get to be fat, and she'll always be fat. And if you love her, you got to learn to love more, and just like leave that because they're not going to like it because it's technically supportive, but they're going to be in there like, oh,
did she gain 60 pounds in a year? Okay, so in 10 years you'll be on that TV show.
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be rough.
You get to that
extrapolate over time, and
you're a
she's
star,
a black
baby.
hole.
I have a topic if we have a pause.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Somebody wrote me privately and asked for advice. So I'm going to read it to you. I can't share it on screen. And
What's his name?
I have to anonymize it while I read it, so I'll do my best to read it clearly. The other night, I was hanging out with two friends, and there's a boy and a girl. He gives their names. I won't. I want to make it clear I had a lot to drink that night, and so did my two friends. The dude left, but it was me and the girl left over. And we always clicked. Our humor is the same. We make each other laugh. I can't name too many people with a better personality, and I'd be lying if I said I'm not happier around her. I've never had any crazy feelings for her, but I always thought she would make a great girlfriend. The two of us stayed up and drank and listened to some music after the dude left. So we were dancing and things got flirty. They're dancing. Two people dancing. Anyway, things got flirty. At one point she said, "We're going to be a couple someday." And that kind of struck me. I always had this weird feeling about her. I always thought that one day we might be together. We've had these moments where she's been flirty in the past. But the timing's just never been right, and I'm too much of a realist. She goes to another school. So, and he's a young adult. We were thinking the same thing, though, ? Eventually, we went downstairs to bed. I went to the guest bedroom, and she disappeared. A minute or two later, the door to the room opened, and she walked in.
You're in.
Which was weird, because I was kind of hoping she would come in. At this point, I was super drunk, and this is where things got interesting. I remember she didn't climb into the same bed as me. Instead, she went for a bunk bed that was also in the room. I was confused. Why did she come in here? There were plenty of other places to sleep, so drunk me made my move. I'm not sure how, but I ended up in the same bed as her. I woke up in the middle of the night with my arms around her. We were spooning. She held onto my forearm, and I realized how wrong it was. See? She's dating someone else. And she actually came to town to visit this guy. We definitely didn't have sex, and I don't even
Alpha
think
AF.
I don't even think I got with her. I felt like a dick because drunk me still knew she had a boyfriend. So in the middle of the night, I left that bed, moved to a different one. And then he goes on to say that they drove together to work. Things weren't awkward. I was more worried about being late. She said, "Why did I sleep in that room that night?" He said, "I don't know. I have no idea if she remembers anything, but the entire situation's messing with my head." And the last thing is, he has another friend that likes this girl too, and feels like somehow that guy has a claim. So, so not only does she have a boyfriend, but his friend has dibs. So he's like, what do I do?
Yeah. How old's this guy?
He's a young
12?
adult. I don't want to give his age. Like, we're trying to anonymize things, but
late teens.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, let's not narrow it down to an 18-year-old man in America. I know that guy. I know him. Yeah. I know an 18-year-old man in America. It's got to be Jimmy on Smith Street. Well, look, dude. First of all, don't be a pussy. All right? Like your friend has dibs. What is she? The fucking passenger seat of a Honda? Yeah. Is she the last pepperoni popper?
Yeah.
No,
go off, kid.
No. That's a woman, all right? And I'm assuming she's your age. You're both adults legally. So, and fuck her boyfriend. Fuck him. Fuck him. Who gives a shit? Tell her.
Oh, we lost Kyle. Okay, never mind.
Tell her what?
Tell her all the reasons that you're a better match for her than this other guy is. Be like, I think there was a reason you were over here with me instead of over there with him. Where was he that night? I was there with you, wishing that we were together. You said you wished that we were together. I felt the same way, but I didn't want to say anything. Throw it out there. She's already said she could see you as a couple. To get that fucking ball rolling. Fuck this other dude. Who cares if she's got a boyfriend? But they're not married. That's not her husband. Fuck him. I mean, he probably works at Pizza Hut too.
The dibs thing is hilarious. Like, that's disregard that. That's retarded.
Yeah,
you can't be like, I got dibs. It's like, no, it's a person. They're gonna make their own decision. But sneak in a little line like, "Hey, Jennifer, we're all really, really happy and impressed that you got Chaz to start going out with women. Like, we really thought he was gay, and the conversion camp worked. So, and you're evidence of that. So we just thought you'd say you should get tested. Just thought you should say, great job, and then just leave it at that. And if she is cool with that kind of humor, you found a keeper.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. And if she gets the joke, if she doesn't go, really, he was in if she believes that he was in a conversion camp, you keep going. You keep going.
Don't stop.
You don't stop, and you start making up a whole story.
After his third asshole restoration surgery, we thought he was Connor.
Don't touch it. He doesn't like that.
Dude, I thought that.
Or he does.
He loves it.
The fact that
he just can't handle it anymore.
I think this guy is taking too much of the onus of responsibility on himself. Where you're treating her like she has no agency. She came into that room because she wanted to sleep with you. And then you went over there because you were drunk and you recognized the advance. When she said, we're going to be a couple someday, and you guys are fucking dancing.
Dude, there's something about dancing alone. Yeah, that is like foreplay.
Yeah, it totally is.
That's not a thing two platonic friends do.
Yeah, no, when she
said that, when she said, oh, we're going to be a couple someday, as she's dating someone, first of all, that sort of lack of loyalty is going to be turned on you someday. So I would recommend taking that into account.
Yeah, she's a whore.
She's already made her mind up. When she said that to you, like she's got one hand still on that latent branch of him, and she's swinging towards you. And as soon as she grabs onto you, she's letting go to the other branch. So that's just
I have a slightly different take on this. I feel like she's friend zoning this guy to some extent, right? It is flattering to have someone who likes you like that. And all you need to do is just feed him a little crumb now and then, and he will continue to fawn after you like a beta male.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the move for him to make here is to make a move one time, and then if it doesn't work, move on. You cannot be where you are. This relationship needs movement in any direction, any fucking direction. That direction could be out the door, close this door, end it, whatever, or it could be you guys start dating. But this spot he is now, fawning over her while she dates some other dude, it's a terrible spot to be. Make your move, close the door.
or let her in. It's got to be one of those.
That's a great point, Woody, is you don't want to be in that position. And the longer you stay in that position, the less respect she's going to have for you.
And
You
the
need to
less
make it
respect
clear
you should
that
have
you're
for yourself. You know, like you are deserving of somebody's 100%, not a crumb she tosses your way now and then.
Yeah, you can't just be addicted to the whiff of pussy.
You can take 20%. I mean, you don't need the whole thing anyway, right?
I mean, I just used the first 20%. I don't
Were you
know
looking
about you guys. I'm not sure why the rest is there, to be honest.
Something about babies up there. I don't fucking.
Just take the parts you need. Really. Put them in the refrigerator. They never go bad. That's love.
It's an interesting quandary, though. But you got to have more self-respect. Don't let her drag you around. If anything, you ignoring her is just going to make her much, much more interested.
Or
yeah,
you know,
I just hate the spot he's in. He's in love with some girl who throws him a kind word now and then while she fucks some other dude. You can't
I don't
stay
think he's
there.
in love. I think he's in lust.
Oh, I think he's in love, dude. I thought the love was pretty strong when he's like, I can't name anyone else with the personality as great as her. We've always clicked this and that. He likes this girl, he likes her soul.
I don't know what the fucking holdup is. Text her right now, dude. Like right now. Like, don't wait. Like right fucking now. You should be texting her.
If he goes with the Woody strategy, he makes a move one time. Do you think it's texting though?
Yeah, I just text. Yeah, to be like, get over here. Leave. I'm with Billy. Fuck Billy. He's a bitch. You know.
Yeah.
No, but tell her like look. I liked when we hung out the other night. I think we should be a couple, but I'm not gonna wait around. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. So like, you need to make a decision. I don't think you want to be with this guy. If you're saying that stuff to me, then I think you should be with me. Let's do this. And you got to get a yes or a no. Like make it a binary decision. Mm-hmm. Make it a binary decision for her. Don't make it this sort of wishy-washy nonsense. You definitely don't want that. You're either in with both feet or you're out.
Yeah. And if you get a no, I know that's not the answer you were hoping for, but it actually is an improvement over where you are.
Oh, it's a big improvement because then she's going to see what life is like without you there. And that might change, and she might change your mind in a week, you know, and then you can start sabotaging, you know.
No,
yes.
I would genuinely move on. If she says
never be afraid
I
to
choose
sabotage.
this other dude, then fucking choose that other dude, and you get some.
Look,
other
get on
girl.
Amazon and order a couple of pair of panties. All it's going to take is one pair of strange panties in this guy's hamper, under his mattress, something like that, and you're in like Flint.
Well, there you go.
I got so many panties just for that purpose.
Tribute.
Okay. You guys ready?
Right now, dude.
I, 31-year-old male, told my girlfriend, 30-year-old female, that she's not a trophy wife or status symbol, and that we are similar in attractiveness. She views it as me calling her old and ugly. So here we go.
This guy's stock is rising.
A bit of background. My girlfriend and I are 30 and 31. We've been dating for about a year. I work as a high-level engineer at a good firm, and my girlfriend works as a payroll specialist at a good firm too. I make significantly more than her, 3 times. Things were good in our relationship until I showed her my retirement/savings. She now doesn't see the point of working and has started framing our relationship in that she is the beautiful one and I am the nerdy engineer that's lucky to have her. Before, when we met, it was all about making her own way. Eventually, she's starting her own company with her sister in sourcing and recruiting. But now she jokes about driving a Range Rover and wearing Lululemon and going to yoga. We were going to have a discussion again about this trophy wife stuff, and she brought up that I was nerdy back in the day while she was very popular. I told her she's not a trophy wife, that yes, she's attractive, but there's not a huge difference between us. I told her that had it been the case that I met her when she was 22 and I was my current age, then sure, but she isn't 22 anymore. After I said that, she started crying like crazy. She started
cool guy of the week.
She started saying that I think of her as ugly and used up, and that her best years are behind her. She just told me that if I'm not happy with her, why am I even here to stop wasting her time? I tried to talk to her, but she was in no state for a conversation. I love that this engineer is like, I don't know, autistic with social problems.
Actually, based on the numbers, I'm it's actually you're no spring chicken.
I've actually got a flow chart that'll explain all this. Let me finish it.
What is a caption floated that I'm a whore?
I don't know what to say. Guys, for me, I just want to say that I think we're of similar attractiveness. Like, I don't think anyone, when they see us, turns their head and like, oh, who is she with him? Because of money? Or damn, he is lucky to be with her. I think it's mutual. She was the one that, if anything, went after my attractiveness first. What should I do? I like the fact that we both work, and I don't want to change that dynamic. And I don't want her to think that she is above me and that I'm so lucky to have her. I want her to think of us as equals. In my attempt to do that hurt her feelings, what's the next move?
Well, you want to get that autism diagnosed first. That's your first step. Right?
Even I could see that.
Online, and I passed all of them.
I think actually here what's going on is I think you already, if there is a winner in this, I think you already lost it. Because like just going here and going to this platform to just, like going out there and airing out the laundry to try and figure it out. It's kind of obvious that, she's just like, I don't know. She just doesn't give a like what I don't know. It feels like she's.
No, I know what you're saying.
I need to hear the rest. I don't know what he's saying.
The fact that he went on Reddit to ask for advice about all this.
I feel like he's gonna like. I feel like her doing the stuff that she's saying, being like, "Oh, it's like you think I'm used up." Like she's already appealing to his humanity, and like there's already just it's tough to say, and this is why it's hard for me to verbalize. It's like because it's secondhand. But I sense the beginnings of manipulation on her part, and it's so set in already that's why he's here on Reddit. It's like, no, it should be really easy to be like, I'm not comfortable with just one of us working, and the fact that you think I'm worthless because I was a loser in high school or whatever is just, I don't know. I feel like she maybe she liked being the better one. Maybe she liked being the catch in it. And now, I don't think she is, as time went on, but I just feel like she's already starting to manipulate him.
I think a lot of her self-esteem and self-worth are tied up in her looks. And he just took a big swipe at that while at the same time putting forward, his financial security, which is like a double punch, like a 1-2 punch at her because she is not financially secure. He just hurt her feelings really, really badly because he's a little autistic and he didn't know how to handle that situation in a way that wouldn't completely destroy this lady that he apparently is in love with and is in a long-term relationship with her feelings. So he fucked up. It's not a perfect relationship, but I bet he's probably misreading some things, based on how terribly he read the room.
Here's what I think. I haven't gone yet. She wants this to be an equal thing, right? So she went into it thinking we're both of equal attractiveness. We both have careers. We both have health insurance. Everything's cool.
Wait, sorry to interrupt. I thought she didn't think that. I thought she was the one that. I think she thought she.
Let me finish. I'm getting here. So she thought that everything was balanced. She learned that he earns triple hers. So now she repainted it to say, you might earn triple, but here's where my value comes from. I was this hot, popular chick in high school. Yeah. I'm the trophy. I'm this, I'm that. So we're still of equal value. Clearly, career-wise, I'm a fucking wimp at this, and you're a stud, but I've got this other thing. I'm fucking mega hot trophy chick. That's why we're okay.
Yeah, my first
and he's like, no.
Yeah,
I'm awesome in career and we're equal in looks. You're not my equal. And she's having a hard time realizing that, I don't know. Like there is a power balance.
That's possible. That's a second theory that she did have like a panic moment because like you said, Kyle, it was all at once, like a back to back. So maybe she was like, well, I'm the hot one. And he was like, what? The hot one?
Maybe 10 years ago.
And she was like, yeah, I am the hot one. Like, you're a loser. You were a loser in high school.
Kyle just texted me. She's been rotting for 5 years? Jesus, Kyle.
I was expecting a text.
According to the Woodworth formula, you can see right here.
I'm sorry.
But I think the biggest issue here is just that she's like, what? Now I could do jack shit. Like,
oh yeah,
no,
you might be
like,
right,
that's the most
but I
annoying
definitely see
thing.
her trying to find a way to balance it. She learns
She's
that
like, she's like, I have a successful husband. I could be one of those dumb bitches that just stay at home and don't have anything to do. And like, you know, like she's like, there's no kids.
lay a
Just wants
comment
to
here,
chill.
people watching. Do you think
She just
that
wants to chill.
do you think that she saw his salary and got lazy, or she saw his salary and tried to find some other area where she could provide value? Because I think that's where Harley and I separate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to both. Like,
Yeah.
I do. Like, I looked at it one way, and then you started to talk, and I was like, "Wait, you're completely wrong." But no, I
I bet
understand
he
what you're
said it
saying. And
very statistically and meaner than he thought it was.
Oh
Coming.
yeah.
he was for sure like, "We're both ugly.
Yeah.
We were both nerds."
But like I here's the fun thing. Like I autistically am like, what is the best way to handle that? You could go with the lie and say, yeah, baby, you're way better looking than me, and just suck it up and let her feel better. But that's not fun. That's not a win, and that's no commitment to honesty.
Win.
No,
a win is when you both feel good coming out of it. Like,
yeah.
Can I go a little longer? Like, if you're cerebral about these conversations, you think about how you want this situation to end and target getting to there instead of winning or putting her down or whatever. And I don't think he did that. I don't think he said, here's where I want to be at the end of this conversation. I think he just said, no, I'm as good looking as you are, without thinking about what that would do.
I think that's the thing here is ultimately at the end is she's like, you know, what should I do? Like he's asking like what to do. It's so simple, but the problem is he's probably already shared it to her that he's not comfortable with. This really just comes down to that he's not comfortable with her not going to work. And she's just like, you think I'm ugly? And it's like, no, I don't. I think we should both work. And she's like, you think I'm ugly? Like it's so lost in translation that I just imagine that he already expressed it to her, but what should he do? There's not really anything you can do if you told her.
Maybe any point
just
he
kind
was
of
gonna
really
make got lost in the ugly perception. Yeah.
Here's where I saw, you might be right, because he definitely says, I like that we both work and don't want to change that dynamic. So there's something to what you're saying.
Isn't that the only thing he wanted in this?
I think what I read into it was a little bit of like, fuck, bitch. Like, you got to blow out my candle to make yours burn brighter. You know, that's what she went straight to. You know, oh, well, then you're just not as good. I see how much money you make. Maybe you haven't seen how much better looking I am.
Yeah, but see, it wasn't done that way. It was done the guilt way. Even the way he wrote it is she views it as me calling her old and ugly. You know, I think it is. There's like a lot to unpack in this because there's so many angles to it. Like he did, like I'm trying to say, like, is he already feeling bad about it, or did she like kind of like?
No, those people don't have feelings.
Like I mean, like
those people. Well, women are autistic men. I can't tell who we're talking about.
See what I mean?
She was like, "You think I'm ugly?"
Digs at me. Taylor, you haven't gone yet. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, I think you guys have kind of hit every base here, every possible base. She went into the relationship, I think, kind of with the, you know, an understandable thing for a woman going, all right, this guy's going to be a very successful guy going forward. He's going to be an engineer. He's going to be making a pretty penny in 5, 6, 7 years. And, you know, he's not nearly in my league, but with my looks here and his looks there and his money moving him here, then yeah, I'm kind of the trophy partner. And then as time progresses, she imagines that it's still here, but his perception is that the looks were always here and the money's moving him up a little bit.
Yeah, they just managed to hurt each other's feelings terribly by being honest.
Yeah, they were too honest, and there's nothing worse for a relationship than honesty.
You need a thick base of lies, right?
Yes.
When you build a relationship on a lie, it's just a formula for long-lasting love.
Every conversation with a long-term partner should begin with you panicking, trying to remember what lies you need to maintain.
Yes. I use a Rolodex.
Yeah, well, I've got an app for it.
Yeah. As someone who's had a few phones taken by the authorities, you don't want that, all right? You want something
great app. It's called Boys Will Be Boys. I actually run it. It's $2.99.
I think relationships would be based on honesty. That's why every 5 years I get Jackie a card that says I allow you 1% higher body fat.
No, you know what? Relationships should be built on a mutual fear of loneliness. That's what it should be.
And the threat of violence.
And the tacit threat of violence. Nothing overt. You just have to.
Yeah, no evidence, no text messages, anything like that. That'll get you some hot soup.
Maybe instead of sitting and watching movies together on the couch, you bring a speed bag up there, and while you're watching The Office, you just hammer it.
I got a question about just a hypothetical with, like, imagine this scenario here. Everything's the exact same, right? You're this guy, and she says to you, she's like, oh, like, does that mean I can wear Lululemon and drive a Range Rover to yoga? Like, you guys are all like, no, you keep working, right? Or you're like, oh, no, I'm making bank. I'm getting more girls. Or like, what is it? What would you guys, like, realistically, this is a person you love.
They're not married, right?
And they're like, no. I don't. Okay. But so it's a girlfriend. You're contemplating. Yeah, you would just be done with it?
Yeah,
or go. Even just for her saying the comment, oh, you got that money? I could do nothing? Just for the comment, you'd be like, no, you're done now?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's a personality flaw. That ain't going away. She's not going to realize she made a mistake because she doesn't believe she made a mistake. That's how she feels.
So, and now this is the question I want to ask. What if she said to you, oh, can I chase my dream? Like, will you help me do that? Like, I want to be an artist. You know, will you help me be an artist? Like,
I want to make candles by Jan, and this one's Bonfire. Like no. You
don't like that?
No, she's got to go. She's
honey, these wine and paint evenings have very quickly become wine and paint.
Okay, what if she wants to be a Twitch streamer? No. What if she wants to I'm trying to think of something good.
A totally realistic dream, then you got to support her.
Look, I'll support unrealistic dreams. I have no problem with the dreams and supporting dreams if it's a good person who means well and is loving. But I don't like how she reacted to finding out he had money, and I don't like that she revealed that she's this whole time sort of felt herself to be the superior one in the relationship, like she's been doing him a favor. Now it's time to cash the favor in or something. It almost feels that way.
That's a good way to put it.
I had a longtime girlfriend who had an absurd business idea that was very personal to her that she pursued for a long time.
Can you go into what it was? You don't have to. If it's funny, I was seeing, but I don't want to.
It is funny. It is funny. It's a stupid thing that she
Can you
wanted
write
to
it
be.
privately in the Discord?
Yes. She wanted to do that. All right.
Oh no, that's dumb.
Porn star. Was she hot enough?
You professional.
I don't want to get into that. That's gonna give me some hot water too. You know the. Anyway. And so I knew that was a stupid idea, and she had taken these courses for it, and she had and I was just like, you're not qualified for that job, and that job doesn't pay well. That job pays well when you're like a super successful person already, and then you leverage that. You say, hey, I did this, now I can do that. Would you like to hire me to do that for you? They're like, fuck yeah, you did all of this over here to the left. I want some of that over here in my world. But she didn't have that. So it was just like, who would hire you? I wouldn't hire you, and I love you.
It's similar to like a 17 or 18-year-old being like, I'm going straight into motivational speaking. It's like, but you don't have any life experience. You don't have any stories. You don't have any, like, I was in Uganda, and I saw a boy drinking from a puddle.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny for someone like that is, like he said, like, for example, going to courses to learn how to do that. Like, if you love that and you know you're not going to make money, you're like, I guess there are other people out there that want to do this, and I don't have crazy life experiences, so I'll just tell people how to do it. Now it's just like a bullshitting thing is now you're teaching a course on a bullshitting thing. It's like you've really figured out the business behind it in that particular scenario.
Yeah, exactly. It made no sense, but I supported it. I paid her rent. I took care of, it was cheap. It was $500 a month. It was like, yeah, I'll pay your rent. Of course, I love you. And you're pursuing your dream. And in the back of my head, I'm like, and as soon as you wake up, we're going to find you a job back in that career that you were building for 3 years before you got this stupid idea in your head. And you'll go right back into there. And I'm sure they'll give you that job in middle management right back. It'll be great.
Yeah, they just hand out middle management jobs to people who leave on a whim.
Nah, she was talented at this other thing she did. Like, she was making okay money, like plenty to pay all of her bills and still have some spending cash. She wasn't becoming wealthy, but I wasn't paying her rent either. So, but yeah, if you love someone, you support their things. If this trophy wife of his wanted to go, make candles or become a travel agent or whatever the fuck, I could see supporting that to an extent. But I don't like how she treated him. I don't like what she revealed was in the back of her head this whole time for years now. I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
I take offense to her. She found out the money, and then all of a sudden she wants to live this life of luxury and leisure. And it's like,
hear me out. Sorry to interrupt. Go. No,
like if you instantly start spending my earnings, that's a red flag for me. That's an indicator that she might not be the life partner I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I think we can go even a little deeper again, because I'm starting to look like there's so much to unpack. Even the way it's written, I think like it would be valuable to hear her side of this.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I would really, really like. I feel like as the more we talk about it and discuss it, I feel like there's like a whole missing part. The way this is written, this person is so dry and like perhaps on the spectrum that, like, what if she was like, oh, she's like, you have 80K. Wow. She's like, I guess I can get a Range Rover and go to yoga and Lululemon's. And he's like, well, you can't do that. Working. She's like, what? You think I'm not hot enough to be one of those dumb bitches? And he was like, well, we're on equal comparisons of how we look. And she's like, are you serious? You think you look as good? And that maybe that's the tone.
Yeah.
And now he's here.
Yeah, maybe he can't. Sarcasm does not play with this guy.
Exactly.
Very possible.
Started off as a joke, and he was like getting offended, and then by not understanding it, he actually started to offend her.
I've seen that happen. Some people can't read sarcasm. They can't tell that it's a bit or that you're being silly.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Them. Like my sense of humor is really dry. That's gotten me in trouble in a lot of relationships where like my sense of humor is very dry sometimes. And I like to do this thing where I act like I feel a certain way and I play to get a reaction. And then but at the end of it, I'm going to be like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. But now they're crying. And I'm just like, I really didn't mean it. I thought you were playing along with me that whole time. I didn't mean any of that.
Minus the crying, I literally do that like 3 or 4 times a day with my girlfriend. I trap her in a bit that's like some stupid ass bit, and she's like, "Wait, when is it over? And when is it like?"
If you're on the other side of that,
and they'll feel stupid they'll feel like you've made them look stupid. In my situation, my girlfriend felt like I was making her look a fool on purpose, when really I was just being silly. Like we were at Six Flags and it was like a triple date or something like that. And one of we were in line for a roller coaster. So I was just bullshitting. And I was just like, the Scream Machine was actually built in 1967, Coney Island. They took it apart piece by piece and trucked it down here. Donald Trump actually owned it at the time. He sold it to the Six Flags Corporation and they reassembled it just as it was in Coney Island. It's a little bit faster though now. And my girlfriend goes, really? And I went, no, no, not at all. I'm just fucking with you. And she got so red faced and she slapped the shit out of me.
You told me the story. I knew there was a hit. I was going to ask. I felt a slap comes.
Really?
Yeah. I was assaulted.
It was just a vibe. It's just like enough of like just being an asshole that.
But you were being an asshole, and you were trying to make her look like a fool, and she was feeling like she was a fool.
But he's
and while it doesn't fit this situation, sometimes that kind of assholishness is Schrodinger's asshole. I probably pronounced that close, but do you know what I'm talking about when I say that? So Schrodinger's cat is this thought experiment where there's a cat in a box. We're going to kill it, but we don't know if it's currently alive or dead. So they say it exists in both states. Schrodinger's asshole is when you're an asshole to someone or you do something assholish and you decide whether you were kidding or not based on the other person's reaction. And when you're on the other side of that, or someone does that much, it's like, well, that's just being an asshole. And it's not fun for both people. You're being an asshole to amuse yourself.
Yeah. I was just being silly. I didn't realize that I didn't know how it would make her feel at the time. I learned afterwards because she slapped me. But 17. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I learned my lesson, not to embarrass her in front of other people. Now that I do that same joke in private, and it's all okay because no one was embarrassed. No one looked a fool. But yeah, she straightened me out that day. I deserved that slap. Very public assault.
I don't know if I love the assault response.
I wonder what would happen if the tables were turned and she played a little word game with me and I'd have knocked a few teeth out.
She gave you the slap that she doesn't get to be mad, in my opinion. You didn't warrant
she was mad.
And the anger.
I got
it's
both.
like you could be mad, but if you got the slap, like I don't think you were being a goofball. And like I think being a goofball is still a thing. And it's kind of like your way of like you wanted to interact, but maybe there wasn't anything to talk about. And like, you know, you dish it out. You could take it too. She could dish it out to you, you know, I'm assuming. So then it's like it's just like fun and it's banter. And I would not mesh well with a girl that if I was like or whatever dumb thing I'm doing, if they were like, that's stupid, you're being loud, you know, like I need I'm always a goofball. Like I'll stand up and I'll just like kind of scream in my house. Like
she was okay with the goofball stuff. She was just as goofy as I was, and we had a good time. But that was an example of me doing something stupid and paying the price for it. I deserved that slap. I fully admit that. I was an asshole, but I didn't mean to be. The end result was not what I was going for. I didn't read the situation. I didn't know how that situation was going to end. I would argue a bad divorce and what I went through are pretty close.
Bro, you can get PTSD from a bad divorce.
I haven't heard anyone say they enjoyed their divorce yet.
I've heard a couple guys say it.
It's not the process I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Like I've heard, I can't be. It's more of for me, it was the actual breakup as opposed to the process. Because you know, that was the love of my life and all that jazz type of thing. But some guys get taken to the cleaners, right? And then that's the trauma for them. So it depends on how, you know, the perspective you're coming from.
I have a question about the divorce, and I don't think it's too close. But here, so my friend got divorced. Everyone knows PKA Dan. And there was a point in the process towards the very, very end where he asked his, I guess, still wife at the time, like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to just not get divorced? Like that, my door's still open.
Never asked that.
Hers was closed. She said, yes, I still want to get divorced. But he doesn't regret asking. He's glad that he put it out there. Now, I think his life is better now. And he probably is lucky she said no. But for a long time, he was like, you know, I get peace of mind knowing it was a have to do. And that he didn't just get divorced out of momentum. So I'm asking Wolf.
I'm sorry, you got a whole thing.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm asking Wolf, was there a time when did you ask? Did you check? Did you get divorced out of momentum?
All right, boys and girls, get the pens and pads out. Let's talk about relationships and marriage and divorce because it's horrid and but also it can be good. Let me tell you one thing about if it's the woman who decides she wants to be divorced, she's decided that months before you find out. So you will always be the last one to know you're getting divorced. Her family will know. Her friends will know. Her boyfriend will know. Everybody else will know that you're getting divorced before you. So she'll already have a new place picked out. She'll already have a new relationship. That's how it literally is 99.9% of the time. If she's the one who wants to divorce.
Have you ever seen those Japanese game shows where they have to leapfrog from lily pad to lily pad? That's how women operate. Okay?
And I don't want to be misogynistic.
It's not misogynistic. It's how I see it,
every single time.
Because a man will leave and he'll be like, "That's it, I'm out," and he walks out unprepared into the night with a fucking spear. Right? He doesn't have anywhere to go. That might be her car that he had been driving around, but he has decided he will be outside on the cell phone she pays for, probably calling his boy to come get him and like carry his shit back to his house, get on the couch. A woman will leapfrog to that next lily pad. She is ready to go.
Yeah. The man will leave the igloo in the snowstorm unprepared and just go for it. And it's like, and it's traumatizing. And, you know, men, I'm not saying men are innocent in these situations either, but if a woman wants to be divorced, and I'll tell you another thing, marriage counselors are a complete ripoff. Marriage, I'll tell you one, and that's when it comes to divorce, and you know, the woman says she wants to separate and see other people, whatever this. There is marriage counselors. Their job is not to keep the marriage together. Marriage counselor is just a phrase that's thrown out there. Marriage counselors are just there to sit and listen to the problems. So they're not going to say, like, you could go, and I'm not saying this is my situation, but I'm saying you could go to a marriage counselor and, you know, your wife is like banging some dude like right after, and she will never say the wife is wrong.
And, they often won't. Yeah, they won't take sides because they're getting paid by the couple. So like, but the problem with sometimes relationships issues can be solved by a third party. And you're like, whoa, hang on a minute. So Kyle, tell Barbara what you really want. Well, what I want is more free time. I'm tired of her. I'm tired of being stressed that she's going to ask me to an engagement with her friends. And so I can't make my plans. And she, oh, that's what you're really stressed about? I thought you hated my friends. No, I love your friends. They're awesome. But like sometimes I want to plan my night out and I'm afraid to do it because I don't want to disappoint you. That's what it really is.
Yes.
And then we hug and that's a problem that's like, we just need a third party to like get us both to open up a little. But
which is always good. But there's two different types of
that's the rare one. That's the rare one.
There's one before she says she wants a divorce, and then the marriage counseling after she says she wants a divorce. So if you get to marriage counseling before she uses the D word, could stand for other things. But if you go to marriage counseling, if you go to counseling before you reach that she wants to separate part, sometimes it can be salvaged. But after she says she wants to separate or divorce, then there's a huge chance it's just a waste of money at that point. You should just save the money for your lawyer. Plain and simple.
Right. So how did we get here? You were saying that when a woman wants a divorce, she already has a plan. Sometimes guys like the process. Oh, I asked if you wished that you could have reversed the process, or at least pitched the idea of not. People get married out of momentum and divorced out of momentum.
And the thing is, if you asked me during the divorce, my Lord, I would have given my soul to keep the family together in it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy thing is, I turned out so much better because of the divorce. Mm-hmm. Like I would literally, there would be no wolf paintball if a divorce didn't happen. Right now, I would be some really overweight guy playing golf every weekend, probably some kind of weird skin or heart condition. I'd be like so average, it's not even funny.
That divorce, that geometry.
I'm telling you, Tony Stark was one of my inspirations because I would watch him do the Tony Stark thing and go out to parties and live the life. You know what I mean? And that's what I started doing with my friends. And I was overweight. I was weighing 270. And I'd like the stress helped me take a lot of that away. But again, you guys know that I worked in the music industry, in the music video industry. And so, you know, my friends saw that I was divorced and they were like, I don't know if you've ever seen an Usher video where he just broke up with Chili and it's like, you don't have to call. It's okay, girl. We literally did that. Like they called me up to say, bro, we're going out to the club tonight. We're going to have fun. We're going to do the table service, yada, yada, yada. And it just changed my life. And then I put all that pain and energy into paintball. And that's where everything began and just went nuts. And it's like, it changed my life, made everything for the better. And it sounds
living for you again, right? Like
I did. And I discovered life all over again. And it was like I said, I was traveling it was the first time I didn't have my kids every other weekend. I had them during the week, but I would get on a plane, go somewhere and play paintball, or I'd go hang out on video set and do some of that work. And I just lived the life. And it just made, oh my gosh, it's just opened so many doors and just showed me so many cool things and that I would have never experienced if I was still married.
So I have another question. God, did you want to go? Or
I want to talk about like living for yourself, because I think that's a thing that a lot of people like don't even realize it. It's like, someone ever tell you relax at like literally like go through relax, like, hey, relax your arms and then you're like, holy shit, I was tense. I was sitting here all like in a ball and I didn't even know it. Am I always like that? Fuck. But that's how living for yourself can be. Like I know people in my life who are like in their early 20s, and I'm like, hey, this is the best time of your life if you take hold of it. Like you can do all sorts of crazy shit, like hit the ground running, do this, that, and the other. I've got ideas for you if you want a little wisdom. I was 22 once, and it's like this person is like living for their like mom and dad still. It's like, why do you care about the judgments of those people and being there to like, I don't even want to go into the nitty gritty of it, but just like petty shit, you know, that's preventing people from enjoying their own lives and living for themselves.
I'm telling, oh, dude, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I had a small son who was on the spectrum that I was practically raising on my own, and I was like, that's a stressful life. And then, and then their mom would get the kids every other weekend. And then I would go and I would do the craziest stuff you could ever imagine. And it was like, I'd be flying around on helicopters, shooting out paintball guns one weekend. Then I'd be, dating a dominatrix the other weekend. Like I do things that normal people just hear about. And I just live life to the fullest. And then that shaped me even more as a person. So like, I'm not mad at my ex-wife in any way whatsoever, because even though the family, not the nuclear family anymore, it changed me as a human being. And it's like, it allowed me to experience things that no one else has. Yeah,
it's a good divorce.
That ties into what I was going to ask. So I listen to Dan Savage. He's this love and relationship podcaster sometimes. And he's like, when you get divorced, that isn't the end of your relationship with your wife, especially if you have kids, right? If you have kids, then you two have a relationship until the day you die. However, the nature of it changes. Her expectations around you drop to real low anyway, not zero. She still needs you to watch kids and be a good father and maybe swap weekends sometimes because people, shit comes up. But her expectations around you, like being her entertainment, her source of finance, all that stuff like changes. So how is that? Like, how's your relationship with the ex? How did it compare to marriage? Do you guys get along better now? Like,
we get along great. Like, and we do it for the kids, and I'm not saying we don't go and hang out anywhere tonight, but we get along great. I'm not saying we're best friends or anything like that.
Is there any underlying, like, always be mad about, never forgive?
I don't think so. Like, sometimes you can kind of sense it. I mean, there's nothing there that we don't fight. We don't have any type of aggression. Like you know what I mean? She's she just remarried, and that was a bit weird, but she got married to some rich dude, Bernie looking Sanders dude, and he's very, he's cool to my kids and stuff, and I'm like, hey.
He looks like Bernie Sanders. You don't look anything like Bernie Sanders. She has more than one type.
He went the whole opposite way. She went from Kanye to friggin'
But she's still a gold digger.
But oh Jesus, no, but she
knows his lines.
She went the opposite way, and it's like,
sing it, Woody.
She ain't messing with no.
I was about to do it. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now she goes to the yacht club and everything, and she does her thing.
Who's that?
Oh, that's me. No, he's a very cool dude, and he treats my kids good. That's all that matters. And it's like I'm still the hero dad, so I can't complain about anything. You know what I mean? And as long as they're safe when they're over there, it's good. But again, she found her own path, and now they play instruments together and listen to country music, which is something I never did, and they do their thing. And I'm like, hey, my life is golden. I'm good. You know.
Wait a minute. They play instruments together and sing.
Yeah, they do their own little band thing, and you know, she learned how to play bass, and she's really happy.
She didn't marry my father, did she? That would be his dream come true.
Oh, really?
To marry like a woman with kids, and for everybody to have an instrument and sing, to have a country music band at his house every night, basically, that he gets to be the lead singer of. Like, he's already got enough instruments and guitars and fucking microphones to do it. He loves that shit.
Well, it's funny because like I'm musically inclined, like in a different way, because I used to DJ and I do the music production and stuff, right? But it's like, my kids grew up listening to like old school De La Soul and old school hip hop and funkadelic stuff and like that. So they have a great appreciation for music, but at the same time, it's not going to be their type of music per se. But they all have their, they have their fun. And my daughter rebels over there a bit, and my son likes his anime heavy metal stuff. So, it works out in the end. Can't complain, bro.